It's that time of the cycle again. We're getting those pictures on social media of destruction. Now, what does this mean? Well, for these influencers, it means see you tomorrow. People are asking the question, BlackRock is buying, Saylor is buying, countries are buying, banks are buying, therefore, what the hell is going on there? And it got a lot worse than this as well. And is there evidence of Michael Saylor's strategy buying? Absolutely there is. People are starting to put out their McDonald's applications. In this video, we're going to go through what really caused the sell-off. Is it over? Is it going to continue? And how do you test for yourself? Let's run the numbers. To our global CTKS family, we're grateful that you're here. All of us together make this one of the best communities on YouTube. Here, we use the world's leading indicator of price, the CTKS method, to give us X-ray vision across stocks, cryptos, forex, commodities, and yields. So we can see what the top 1% in financial markets see before the move happens. That's a license to print money and a way to stay safe. Whilst others are panicked, we are calm. When others guess, we stack probabilities. We don't fall for hype or stories, we profit from reality. We know making just 3.5% per week is a 498% profit per year. We are the elite 1% in financial markets. Price moves in waves, so no matter if price is going up or down, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Be dedicated and committed and never blame. Instead, learn and grow into the best version of yourself. Let's see what the markets are doing today. I have a free resource that could really help you out. If you go to the homepage of CTKSmethod.org, the link is in the description of this video, and just scroll down. You'll get to an area called your cheat sheet to mastering price action. Just this one here. This is the cheat sheet. You can download it absolutely free of charge here. Now, what does it do? Basically, it saves you from getting wrecked. The cheat sheet measures risk on and risk off behavior across all markets. That, of course, includes the stock market, and it includes Bitcoin and the crypto market. It also includes forex, commodities, yields, bonds, everything. It is really, really cool stuff. Now, row 1 and row 2 are the key rows that you must focus on. There's one thing to know the path, another thing to walk the path as well. In yesterday's video, when we went through the cheat sheet, at the end of the video, like I always do, I put some sort of kind of warnings that junk was decaying. And we saw what that did to the stock market in the past 24 hours. This explains the sell-off. Unfortunately, you have a lot of influencers out there who have no clue whatsoever on what causes markets to shift, change, and move. And these are the same people saying, buy now, or the crash and mouths open, all of that kind of stuff. We don't do that here. We are top 1%. I'll take you through row 1. Row 1 is a very important chart. Now, this is on a daily basis. Row 1 is about the VIX, the DXY, the US dollar currency index, the Japanese yen, the 10-year, the 2-year, and oil. What we've seen recently is that the VIX has been coming up. Now, what does this mean? Notice that Bitcoin and crypto have been coming down. Why have they been coming down? Well, the crypto market will tell you it's all manipulation, they lied, it's the exchanges, it's Binance, it's all leverage traders, etc., etc. And to a degree, they may have a point, but only a very small point. For example, Binance is selling. Of course it's selling. It's the world's largest exchange. If any particular entity is going to be selling on behalf of their clients, it will be Binance. So from that perspective, the conspiracy theorists are correct. But that's just about where it starts and stops. What you've seen here, as the VIX comes up, we know that Bitcoin comes down. And unfortunately, the VIX has been coming up throughout this entire period. What else can we see from this? The DXY, the US dollar currency index. When you get fear inside the market and negative price momentum, so this Bitcoin line here, this blue line, it's measuring risk-off behavior. We're seeing a flight to safety, and that's why people are basically taking their money out of the market, stuffing it into the mattress or the bank, whichever is closest. Now, what does this mean for you? If the VIX continues up, we're going to see Bitcoin and the crypto market and the stock market continue to bleed down. We would anticipate that the DXY is going to come up, dollar yen will come up under those circumstances. So just think about it like this. If the VIX is coming up, that's the fear gauge of the main market, and crypto is connected to the main market quite substantially. People don't understand it, but unfortunately people don't understand much. You're in a different position. You're not swimming naked. Now, what does that actually mean? In yesterday's video, I talked about Warren Buffett saying when the tide goes out, this is the tide coming out. It reveals inside financial markets who's been swimming naked. That is, without knowledge. But another thing to think about, when price comes down like this, a lot of people engage in revenge trading. What is revenge trading? Revenge trading is absolutely, positively real. Revenge trading means make it back. Make back the loss, buying and selling. Now the problem is that you want to be certain before you get into a position, and that's likely the top of that specific move. This is what the markets do. The markets can crash your confidence. Now, what do we need to do if you're getting into the crashing confidence stage? And it is really easy to get there. What we need to do is to just get back into synchronization with the markets. I would suggest you just put the absolute minimum where you would buy and sell. Don't try and make money if you're out of synchronization. Just try to get back into sync. And then when you get back into sync, then take it seriously. Now, how do you get back into synchronization with the markets? You need to look at structure. You need to understand the cheat sheet, of course, and then you need to understand structure and reading across charts. So if we look at the VIX, and this is the major area that you need to look at right now, the VIX is on the way up. It's unassailable what's happening inside of crypto. When the VIX comes up, you expect negative price momentum. But when the VIX comes down, you're going to see double-digit gains. But the VIX needs to come down for that to happen. Don't try and front run it. Let's get into row 2. Yesterday, I was putting a lot of attention on junk bonds. You saw this big crash in junk bonds. This means that the bond market is getting jittery. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Ken, I don't care about the bond market. I wouldn't, that's what grandparents do or something. Who the heck looks at bonds? Answer, we do. Because the bond market is huge. It literally is the bully of the stock market. If the bond market is dropping down like this, expect everything to follow it. Sometimes you'll see a signal like this, the markets will open, things will go up, and you'll say, everything is fine. Therefore, please bear in mind the critical steps that I teach inside the Profiting Masterclass. You must keep your funds safe. It's not about riding every wave, and you can't do it. Sometimes you just can't ride every wave, and when you can't, that is a sign as well. Now, many people, when they get desynchronized from the market, they'll simply destroy whatever furniture is near, claim that the markets are manipulated, and act like a victim. You cannot do any of those things. You are top 1%. Top 1% doesn't do things like that. Top 1% is completely different. What you need to do, if you've become desynchronized from the market, and it does happen, what you just do is put the minimum number or minimum amount on each buy level and turn to structure. And just get back into synchronization, and then when you're feeling like you've got it again, when you're back into the flow, then scale up, but not beforehand. Now, what have we seen? We've seen that junk bonds has crashed down. Even though this is a green candle, it did sell down and then rebound, but this is clearly a downtrend. Until this goes positive, assume that the markets are under pressure. If we start to get cuts, that means that we expect rallies inside the stock market and also crypto. There will be double-digit gains that come, no question about it, but you must wait. There are so many strategies that I give you inside the Profiting Masterclass. Students of that, please make sure that you revisit that. Don't try to outsmart the market, especially if you've become desynchronized. And when we look at the Aussie dollar, that's just gone into free fall. The euro dollar has gone into free fall as well. Now we're very interestingly, with the Aussie dollar, this is a very good structural level, and I made sure that I released to the elite service members the structure on the Aussie dollar, because this is very important to look at. So if you look at that structure, right here we're sitting on a very strong structural line. We could indeed get a bounce. But if it translates into a continuous bounce or just a short-term bounce, we must keep our eye on it. So what can we see here with gold and silver? They're both coming down. Why is that the case? Because as the dollar and the yields come up, that places negative price momentum into gold and silver. As the VIX comes up, junk bonds comes down. That's putting negative price momentum into gold and silver as well. Gold was released inside the service in the past 24 hours. Silver will be released in the coming 24 hours. And we're also seeing Dr. Copper not feeling too great at the current time. And why is this? If you were just trading copper, for example, because we trade structurally on any price chart, it doesn't matter what the price chart is. It can be gold, it could be silver, it could be anything. It could be copper. We just look structurally to understand where things are going, and we do our intercorrelation because we understand that all charts are intercorrelated and interconnected. We know that Bitcoin and crypto was throwing a risk-off signal, and unfortunately, we've had copper go with it. You gotta love refresh. Okay, so when we look at things like this, just understand that the chart that you're looking at is controlled by other charts. It's not an independent entity, and it never was. The institutions know it, retail would never ever know it, but you are top 1%. Now, I'm spending a little bit of time on the cheat sheet. I do go through it each day just at the end of the video, and if you're paying attention and you know what it means, and any Profiting Masterclass student knows exactly what it means, because we focus on the cheat sheet there. If you're guessing inside financial markets, that's a terrible thing to do, because you can't guess your way out. Now, when we look at the S&P 500, it's under severe stress. Now, does that mean it's just going to fall off a cliff? Well, what we know is that all price action moves up and down. So there's always wave-based functions. When people look at bull markets and bear markets, again, they're just acting retail. They've forgotten that the markets just go in a wave-based function, both up and down. So you can be in a bullish price momentum wave and prices going up and down. This is just the way it goes. And you can see bearish price momentum also goes up and down until we get a change of trend. The best thing about negative price action, and I know it probably doesn't feel that great, if you're a CTKS trader, you already understand that we can take advantage of these things. But if it catches you off guard, you become desynchronized. Just know that that can also happen. But if people are retail, they're looking at this and they're destroying their chairs, their desks, everybody, their interconspiracy theories until it goes green. This is no way to live, and we've all been there. So what we can see here, the S&P 500 is under negative duress. We would anticipate it to come down further. When looking at the NASDAQ comp, we've got a bit of a base triangle potential here. When we look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it could literally come down more. Don't forget the VIX is going to move up and down. And when we look at the Russell, that is looking quite unhealthy. And all of this is on a daily basis. A lot of people say that the major market indexes and Bitcoin have nothing to do with each other whatsoever. This is Bitcoin, that blue line. This is the S&P 500 futures. Do you see any relationship at all between the S&P 500 futures, the major market index, and Bitcoin? Please let me know in the comments. What about the NASDAQ futures? Do you see any relationship there? What about the Dow futures? Do you see anything there? And of course, this is over like the past week or so. So what about the Russell 2000? Do you see anything happening there? Please let me know in the comments. This is a very important question for you to put a little bit of time into answering. Looking into the crypto market on a daily basis, we can see that total crypto market cap has come down, and it's come down quite substantially. Bitcoin has actually traded below 100,000. It's currently 101,235. We can see also that Ethereum is down. When we look at the moving averages, and this is how most people look at support and resistance inside the market. And unfortunately, this is a really crazy way to do things, but it doesn't stop people doing it. We've seen that we've actually lost the 200 simple moving average on the daily basis. So people are going to get exceptionally bearish. It's going to be death crosses all over the place, more broken tables, and people just don't understand. It's the VIX. But you understand because you're top 1%. And always remember, inside financial markets, the more that people understand, the better things are for everyone. We don't come from a scarcity perspective. We come from an abundance perspective. And always remember, if you've lost money, it's simply the market teaching you a lesson. And the more money that you lose, the more lessons that you pay for. Therefore, if you've paid for a lesson, I know it's hard to hear, but it's really important. I didn't like hearing it myself, but this is the thing that you need to embrace. When you think about the markets, if you pay for it, you might as well get value out of it. The major reason that people lose money is simply emotion. If you're thinking you've got it all figured out, the market will probably teach you to respect it. If you're seeking to make gains for other people, your significant other, your family, the market will teach you humility. It sucks, but I've gone through it personally. I understand just how bad it feels. What is the secret? You must move from retail trade perfection, emotional trading, to structural trading. Now, a lot of people look at the word trading and say, I'm not a trader, I'm an investor. Well, investors would say 124,000 was fantastic. Therefore, 100,000 for Bitcoin is awesome. But the number of people who will be getting in here is very small compared to the number of people getting in here. And they were all investors. So you know, investing is just a thing that we like to tell ourselves about how much tax we'll pay. But the markets will always pay and give associated with our knowledge. So the market, I like to say the market has taxes too. When people come in here on the green fire, they will pay a market tax, which is literally the FOMO tax. Now, if you get a harsh reality call from this, that's a good thing. What my job is, in many respects, is to help you to understand what the market is. The market is not against you. Your emotions are against you. That can be an extreme light bulb moment, because when you understand that your emotions are not your friend, they're actually your enemy, you can do something about getting consistently profitable. If fear or greed is what you feel, your account will bleed. It's all too real. Therefore, we cannot think from a revenge perspective. We cannot revenge trade. Now, revenge trade is simply, I lost money, market, I want to make it back. Now, when will you seek to make it back? You'll seek to make it back when you think that you're safe to get in. When you're going through a bit of a pull down like this, when you think you're safe, you're actually at the highest level of risk. Remember what the VIX is doing. The VIX is coming up. So when you look at Solana and you know, because you've just outlaid what is happening between the major market indexes and Bitcoin, you can see that they're intercorrelated and interdependent. So if you were inside Solana, you would be looking into the cheat sheet and saying, oh gosh, what I see right now is the VIX spiking up, and that's caused that. And it's confirmed by junk bonds. It's also confirmed by the DXY, and also the euro and the Aussie dollar. It's very important to look structurally at Bitcoin as well as total crypto market cap. And in yesterday's video, I explained how you can do that. A lot of people think that Bitcoin has a massive amount of structure at $100,000. We're going to throw on the structural levels to see if that's actually the case. What Bitcoin is currently trading at 101,177. Now, from a structural perspective, we understand that panic causes structural overshoots, and we had an enormous amount of structure between 101,700 and 102,900. This is called a GW, or gravitational well. We can, in events of panic, get structural overshooting, but price does generally come back into a GW to test if it can go up, consolidate, or go back down. Now we can see that the actual structure was not 100,000 but 98,900, and we tap that and bounce back up into a structural level, which is literally a price right now, which is the 101,250. An understanding of structure is so incredibly important. When you understand where the algorithms are going to come in and push price down, and where the algorithms are going to support price, if you get a panic incident inside the market, you will get structural overshooting until all the leverage is wiped out. Now, what is the leverage? In the past 24 hours, we've seen 2.02 billion in total liquidations and 1.63 billion in long. When the longs get liquidated, they become forced sellers and they have to sell at market, and that causes price to cascade down. The market makers are targeting professional traders at the current time. After a huge liquidation like this, especially so many longs getting liquidated and so few shorts getting liquidated as a percentage, we're likely to see the shorts getting hammered. But the key is to understand the VIX. If the VIX continues to go up, now don't forget, VIX going up does this. Now, every retracement doesn't mean that the trend has changed. It could mean that it's just going to keep on going up. That's why it's so critically important to keep your eyes on the cheat sheet. Everybody comes in and out at different times because they live all across the world. The critical thing for you right now, keep your eye on the VIX, and the Aussie dollar gives you a bit of an indication if the VIX is turning around. Those structural levels are out. Now, one thing that we can see, there is no structure whatsoever around the 100,000. What there is a GW, and this GW, this gravitational area, this actually saved crypto. This is the difference between flying blind and flying with structure. You want to fly with structure. Now, this raises a really important point. If we lose this gravitational area, where is the next level? What does that tell you? It tells you if the VIX spikes, the markets are going to be under incredible stress and tension. And of course, the monthly service members see all the way down to the negative target of this month. But I just wanted to show you that, just so that you understand, even if you're not inside the service, and you should be. If you're not there, you don't know what's happening inside your chart. Unless, of course, you're marking it up with level 1 and level 2. If you're doing that, all good. Just make sure that you're marking up each and every chart with level 1 and level 2 inside the cheat sheet. It is really important. Remember, it's what you don't look at that gets you, and what's been getting the markets just recently is the VIX. The VIX has been confirmed by junk bonds. What you want to guard against is things like this. This is literally real time on X. This particular person, Chen, over $9 million gone instantly. This is really horrible stuff. Look at that, a 58% loss. And we can see this is the second worst day for Bitcoin this year. A lot of people will be revenge trading. They will basically be saying, market, you took my money, I want it back. I'm going to go all in and more, probably at the wrong times. Keep a very close eye on structure. Having been inside financial markets for so many decades, I understand exactly how painful this is. Personally, when I lost money in the past, when I was just starting out, I wanted the market to pay me back. I got revengeful. And what happened next? The markets just kept on taking the money mercilessly. If this is happening to you, that's called revenge trading. If you're finding that the markets are wrong-footing you at the current time, please let me know in the comments. It's a really important thing to just bear in mind. As soon as emotions take over, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. You cannot panic your way into knowledge. If we don't panic, we can apply rule number 1, which is only knowledge creates profit. If you don't know why something's happening, the answer is most likely inside the cheat sheet. A lot of people look for the reason. The reason is inside the charts. You could think about me as like your tennis coach. The concept is that I'm trying to help you to just see the reality of the game. The game inside financial markets is that emotions will kill your portfolio. There are no conspiracy theories. I know that throws a bit of water on what a lot of people talk about. The markets are not rigged. It's just simply that people don't know how they work. So in each video, for example, if I was your tennis coach and you hit it out of bounds, I would suggest how you can get it in bounds, or how you can put spin on it. But if you hit it out, I'm not going to throw you a pity party because that won't help you at all. It may make you feel good in the minute, but long term it will crush your success. Instead, we're going to practice more. Stay safe out there, my friends, and I'll go through the cheat sheet on a lower time frame to give you an idea of what could be happening in the next 24 hours. If you found a new knowledge gem or learnt something new, please share it in the comments. We are a community of abundance, not scarcity. If you're new, we would love for you to become part of our global family. All you need to do is smash like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and comment on what time it is now. Doing this shows that you are committed to forging a better life for yourself and the ones that you love. With financial literacy, you can become recession-proof. Trading and investing are lifelong professions. Tourists visit during bull markets only to get wiped out, but professionals stay no matter the market conditions because they know that making just 3% per week is a 365% return per year. We are the elite 1% in financial markets. You will create security and financial freedom in direct proportion to your willingness to learn and grow, and never blame. If you commit, your world will improve immediately. If you're going through a life pullback, our love and healing thoughts are with you. The sun will come out again. There is always hope. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Show gratitude and happiness, and you'll already feel richer today, and today is all we ever really have. Kate and I very much look forward to joining you again in the next video.